Welcome to Redoctoring, and my name is Dr. Diane, or Diane if you will. This is a podcast where we give you the permission to be a different kind of doctor. Thank you for coming back, my returning listener. If you listened to episode 1, which was my brief introduction into the platform, thank you for being here. If you listened to episode 2, which was me spilling the tea on my journey, basically filling you in on where my heart stands with regards to why this podcast was formed, thank you for coming to episode 3. Episode 3 is also going to be setting the tone for this podcast. Yes, sometimes it can feel like there's a lot in medicine that requires you to be a machine instead of a doctor. We are taught to be the superheroes, to save the day in hospital. But who's saving us? Who is saving us? This episode is not about trashing the government. It's about giving you your power back as a human being. Because the things that are happening in our country's Department of Health, it's a movie. You're not crazy. You're just watching a very crazy movie, okay? With regards to doctors in South Africa, the number one biggest reality is the fact that so many of us are unemployed. So many of us are unemployed. I found this really great article from Mail and Guardian. It was published in March 2025. And a lot of my points are going to be from this article. I will link it in the description box and in the show notes so that you too can go read. But please, I encourage you, go make yourself more aware with regards to the reality that is our healthcare system. So firstly, there are about 1,500 doctors that are unemployed, and this article in the Mail and Guardian said that the government can only make space for 800, which is crazy because what's happening to the other 1,000, you ask? Let's lock back into this article with the Mail and Guardian. It basically said that the health budget will grow from 277 billion rand in the financial time of 2024 and 2025 to 329 billion in 2027 to 2028. The additional 28.9 million will go towards funding 800 posts for post-community service doctors, as well as the 9,300 other healthcare workers. We cannot discuss doctor unemployment without discussing our fellow comrades, our nurses, our dietitians, our pharmacists. Pharmacists? Are the pharmacists okay? If you know a pharmacist, please go check on them. They are facing such an insane crisis as well. It's appalling. We're all in this together, but I can only speak from a doctor's perspective because I am a doctor, but I am encouraging you also go educate yourself on what other people in the healthcare sector are battling with regards to their profession being non-existent, may I say, in the system. Another point that it brought up was the fact that Trump declined South Africa of foreign aid from the US aid. And that created a surplus of healthcare workers, about 7,500, who also needed jobs. And the government was not ready for that. They were like, I thought you were good that side, but what you mean you want to come back this side? It's insane. So basically, we're sitting with a lot more than 1,800, I am convinced. Another thing that this article pointed out that I don't hear a lot of people speaking about is the fact that the graduates that are coming from our universities are a lot more than what it used to be. We used to send about 80 students to Cuba a year to go get trained, and now it's about 1,000 who come back every single year. They complete, I think it's about 18 months of training. Then they also ask the government for internship posts and community service posts, which is fair because these people are South African citizens. The problem is with the Cuban students, along with all the varsities increasing the amount of people that they admit for medicine, and also I read the other day, there's another university in the Northwest that's going to open up for medicine, making it the 11th. We are producing way more doctors than our government has space to catch them and to fund them. So we are actually experiencing a bottleneck. If you can imagine a bottle upside down like this, yeah, we are here and there's only this much posts. So what is happening to the surplus? What is happening to the people who aren't able to funnel down into that bottleneck. I don't know if my picture made sense, but what I'm basically saying is it's a recipe for disaster. We are in the beginning phases of it, but I fear that it will become more prevalent and be an even more bigger issue. Like I said, this podcast, I really want to present it in a South African context, but even countries abroad are even experiencing this. I know in the UK, they said they were having a doctor shortage. Apparently, the only places for doctors to go abroad is Ireland, Australia, Canada, but we'll get there. If you're a medic and you're thinking about immigrating, props to you. In future episodes, I will bring someone to, liaise with you so that you can, Anyway, let's get back to this. So that's the first issue that we're facing. Doctors being unemployed. That also ties into the big dramatic budget cuts that the Department of Health is facing. Basically, people's salaries are getting slashed in half or about a third of it. Overtime could be a thing of the past very, very soon. The government sees that, oh, listen, there's not enough money to pay for the doctors. So you know what we're going to do to make more posts? We are going to start paying doctors less. Some people agree with this because some people believe that, yes, doctors are paid too much. In this article from the Mail and Guardian, it cited that in the legal profession, first years make between 15 to 20,000 rand. But on the other hand, doctors make between 80 to 90,000. And if you compare it towards the doctors in Kenya and Nigeria, it is way too high. Firstly, we cannot compare South African life to Nigerian and Kenyan life. I haven't done solid research into it, but I believe that standard of living is very different in all three countries, number one. Number two, the salary of doctors was an initiative that was done back in 2009 or 2010, I believe, where the government decided to increase the salary for doctors in an effort to make them stay in South Africa. It was an incentive to stay, if I remember correctly. So this was a decision that they were fixed upon and that they were happy with. And now I guess they realize that this is the bad decision. In order for us to make more posts available, we need to remove overtime and give that as somebody else's basic salary. The hopes with this is to also make overtime a thing of the past, because if we have enough doctors, then we have enough shifts, then no one is overworked, and it's a happy time. The problem with this is that doctors are not happy. Doctors are not happy. I can tell you from first-hand accounts here in Limpopo, the doctors are not happy with this big dramatic cut. I have a friend who's doing community service, and he said that he's earning less than what he used to earn as an intern, and he talks to his friends who are in Cape Town and other provinces where they're earning much more. It's sad. Sama also mentioned how between the years of 2009 and 2013, 24 billion rand was lost due to corruption. So technically, how can the government say that there's no money when a lot of the money is being looted and used for personal purposes, if I can say? It's crazy. It's crazy. To go hand in hand with the unemployment and the budget cuts, the next issue to discuss is doctors working for free. This is something that I learned about last year when I found out that a doctor in the hospital had gone to an academic hospital to go and work and do a supernumerary post. I want you to Google supernumerary posts. I thought it was a thing only maybe at 1 or 2 universities. It looks like everybody kind of has their own type of it. Stellenbosch, UKZN, and WITS offer supernumerary posts for people specializing to become what it is that they want to become, whether it's internal medicine or surgeon or anesthesiologist. You can do it at your own expense, but we will not pay you. It's crazy. It's literally crazy, but it's being normalized. There's a doctor who posted on LinkedIn. His name is Dr. Solidas. He's 1 year post-com serve in the same boat as I am. And he made a post just saying that he's been volunteering at a rural facility for 90 days. It's not been easy, but medicine is his passion, that type of thing. Everyone in the comment section was celebrating him, saying, yeah, this is what passion looks like. I too celebrated the post because it's not everyone who can do it. But when you take a step back and you actually analyze the fact that someone who just completed ComServe is doing volunteer work, it makes me wonder if this will be the new normal in South Africa. It makes me wonder if more people decide to do these volunteer posts, is our government going to feel like they need to stop with the corruption and fund more posts? Is our government going to feel like there is a need for doctors to actually work and be paid? It genuinely makes me wonder. Also, it's unfair to judge passion based on someone who's able to volunteer. Volunteering is based off of privilege. It is from a privileged spot that someone can do that. Whether it's from your own pockets because you have side hustles, or you have family who are standing by your side. It's not something that the average everyday person can do. So all in all, I'm just scared of this becoming the new normal and the dark side to it all. There is a toxic culture in medicine to push past your limits. Every doctor has a story of how they were once upon a time a hectic call and they couldn't eat or use the toilet or drink water. How they stood in theater for all eternity or something like that. Just the other day, I was so disheartened to learn that there was a young intern doctor named Dr. Mazwi who told his superior, his consultant, that he was feeling sick and he couldn't come to work. But the consultant threatened him and forced him to come to work. Subsequently, he collapsed and he passed away in such an undignified and inhumane way. Like the whole toxic vibe of just push through, just deny yourself for the greater good. I hate, it's one of the narratives in medicine that I truly, truly dislike. Because we are humans before we are doctors. We are people before we have that 6-letter prefix before our surnames. It's very sad and it's very disheartening. It's injuring so many minds. It's taking so many people away from this profession. I've spoken to people who were once upon a time passionate about medicine, but the realities and the mental fatigue that the systems in place have, it just took them elsewhere. It's okay if that's you, my dear listener, but I just want to inform, and I also want to say it's okay. Whatever you feel in the public sector of South Africa, it's okay, because the system is crazy. Not necessarily you, it's the system that is gaslighting you into believing that you are wrong for feeling the way that you do. The youth of today will one day be the leaders of tomorrow, and I just wonder what it takes to rewrite the whole system and make something better and something new. I genuinely wonder. But yes, that's modern medicine in South Africa in a nutshell. If you want me to elaborate on any points as a future episode, please let me know. Listen, you're not alone. My listener, you are not alone. So many people are frustrated with the reality of medicine in today's day and age, but that is not where you shrink back and you fall down and you fall into yourself. From this point, you have a decision to make and you have the power to choose what your next step will be, which is what I hope to bring across in this podcast. You have a lot of options. You have the option to stay, continue, make things better. You can leave, find yourself, or you can pivot into another thing. No one is chaining you to this besides what you think the chains are in your mind. The system, we can talk about the system all day, but the true power lies in the solution. And that's what I want to bring. I want to bring solutions. Let's be more solution focused as opposed to just complaining and saying what is and what's not. You are allowed to want more, and I hope that you will find more in this podcast. Please do like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify, please do give 5 stars. And yes, follow us on all platforms. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I also have an email that you can subscribe to. I send out weekly newsletters, and I will also give you a freebie of a burnout checklist to help you if you are in the trenches of medicine. Please, please, please remember that you have permission to be a different kind of doctor.